The work that we'll be doing today will be performed on a 2003 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD crew cab long bed W/T. All right, folks, so today we're going to be changing out the tail lights on a 2003 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD. The lights that we're going to be using are compatible for model years 03 through 06, and that's going to be good for 1500 and 2500, as well as 1500 HD and 2500 HD models. You can find a link to these in the description box below. I'm just going to first take them out of the box just to confirm that they are the same style as what's currently on the truck, which I believe to be OEM, and then we'll go ahead and begin with the swap out. So unboxing here, and that is going to be the right side. And then that's the left side there. Let's go ahead and stand them up side by side so you can see exactly what they look like. Before we do that, let's take a look at the rear of them so you can see that it's got the full harness and everything on there as well. Let's compare it to what's currently on the vehicle. This looks like a match to me. As you can see, this swap out is long overdue just based on the overall condition of the current light on here. So let's go ahead and begin with the swap out. So you can see that there's one screw here and there's another screw right here, and they both, we're going to take a Phillips head, so we're going to go ahead and back those out, and then we should have the light free and we should be able to work. Got one off so far. All right, so we've got the screws backed out on this tail light, and I wanted to show you we've got one of our holes here, and then the other ones here. You can see that we were not able to get that screw out. We stopped because the mount here is broken off along with the clamp, but we'll just leave everything here for safekeeping. But I wanted to show you that the harness runs down here and through the body. We're gonna have to track it down underneath the underside of the tailgate here where it plugs in. Because we're going to be getting into the electrical on this, we are going to go ahead and disconnect the negative side of the battery just to be safe, and then I'll take you underneath just to show you exactly where we're going to disconnect from to be able to swap this out. I have put the screw back into this tail light because we're going to disconnect the harness from down below, and when we have the screws backed out, the only thing that's going to be holding this light in place is going to be the harness. So in order to keep it from falling out on the ground, we're just going to go ahead and put that screw back in there, disconnect from down below, and then we'll come back up and back that screw out. But I did already lower this light down so that you can see what it looks like on the back side of this, so that you know before you begin what you're going to be getting into and how easily it can be disconnected. So let's go ahead and go underneath and track our wiring harness. So if we look closely, you can see this is coming from the underside of that tail light, and we're tracking it this way. It comes through and it goes through here, and this is it right here. It's popping through, and I can grab it right here to confirm that this is it right here. So this is the one that we're going to be looking at here. As you can see, there's a matching one right below it, and that goes this way, and you can see that it tracks this way to the other side. So if you want to play it safe, you can do them one at a time to make sure that you're plugging them back in the right order. If we're on the left side right now, so the left one is up on top and the right one is on the bottom side. So we've got this one disconnected. We'll just go one at a time for right now. All right, so go ahead and disconnect again, just like before. You can see so there's one. Now, one of the things that you do have to be aware of is that it's got these clamps on there. If you choose to put those back to help keep that wiring harness secured to the body of the vehicle and keep it from being loose and potentially getting snagged up on things or hanging down. As you can see, I did use a pry tool to be able to get that out of there. However, you can see that just based on the age of these things, they look like they're probably not going to go back in there as securely as they were before, but we can try. So we'll just pop these loose. Take this one here, take our screwdriver and just stick it right in there and pop those off. There's only two. So I'm gonna fish this back down through the body the same way that it was. One more thing that I also want to show you before we do that is I want to show you what these connections look like. So you can see this is the old one, this is the new one. As you can see, they are the same, set up the same, color coded the same deal. And check this out. One more thing, if you look in here closely, you can see that it's got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got the light bulbs already installed in it. So we've got that fish down in there. Now, when I was telling you before that we weren't going to worry about those clamps, you can see that we've got the clamp here. That bottom clamp was broken off. And you can see here we've got the second one here. So all we need to be concerned with is the screw. Get that out of the way. So just that by itself just makes a world of difference just in comparing the two, right? All right, let's go ahead and jump to the other side. I'm gonna jump back down below, pull the other side loose, then I'm gonna swap that one out, and then we'll go ahead and I'll show you me plugging them back in, and then we'll reconnect our negative, and then we'll crank everything up and to make sure everything works properly. Okay, so on this side, we're already missing one screw, so we'll have to replace the one that's missing. And then we'll go ahead and back out the one that is here. One thing I do want to point out is that on this left side, or on this right side, I should say, there's a lot more of those plastic clamps than there were on the left side. And I'll let you see what I'm talking about when I get this one out of here. So now that I've got this one out, you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 clamps on this, and we only removed 2 when we did the other side. Look at that spider nest. Now it's time to go ahead and connect them up. Okay, so we're back down below, and I did want to give you a better view of these two connection points. Remember that we said that the left side was up on the top, and so we've got the left side already positioned in here. And we just dropped this one down before, so we need to go ahead and fish this wire through the body. Look at there, it's a piece of fishing pole stick up in there. What do you know? Another thing I want to point out here is that if you look here on this, you can see there's that slot there on the right side. It's actually on the left side. And you can see that when we look up here, it coincides with this little slotted piece right here. So you actually can't put these on the wrong way. It's got to go on this way. Only way it will fit. So if you get it on there, you know it's on there right. So we've got both of those connected. Let's connect that negative and see what we've got. Let's crank up. That looks good to me on that side. And that one looks good too. All right, folks, hopefully you found this change out of these tail lights on a 2003 to 2006 Chevy Silverado helpful and informative, and I'll see you all on the next one.